What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. It's your boy Boston Capper with Twitterless Steve talking about the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Steve, I know you're trying to fight something off. How you feel, bud?
Well, I'm fine for right now. I'm basically like Ludwig in round one of Torrey Pines right now. I feel like I'm going to come out on fire, but as we saw him kind of just melt over the weekend, maybe I will succumb to this sickness during the show, and I will slowly get sick, and then I'll barf all over the video screen, and then that'll be an enemy. So we'll see what happens.
That would be an amazing GIF. And I can't smell it, so that'll be all right.
Okay, I gotta fix my camera real quick. There we go.
What are you moving around? You're getting me dizzy here.
So listen, I'm kind of OCD, and I know this is a little cockeyed there.
You.
I know, right? And I tried moving it, and it just made it completely worse. I should have did that probably before the show instead of
right before the show started, maybe.
Yeah, I tried to be a little slick and suave. So, but oh well,
So do you give Ludwig a pass? I'm hotter on guys than you are. So do you give him a pass for being sick?
Hell yeah, I give him a pass. Are you kidding me? As someone who has seen what this is actually doing to somebody, yeah.
How do you have the same thing that's going on in California? It's 3,000 miles away.
Because there's a norovirus going around like everywhere. It's a fast moving spreading virus that just goes from person to person.
Right.
And have you ever had norovirus? You had to have had norovirus, right?
Probably. I've had kids just throwing up and shitting.
So, yeah, stomach flu.
Yeah,
but it's more than that.
It's stomach flu.
Okay, it's more than that. It's like your bones ache, you get fevers and chills. Like I actually had it a couple of years ago, and before the Masters, I went there and I had to cancel like two shows with you.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was what it was. So, and like it even though like it passes for like 12 hours, it still takes like a couple days to, figure it out. So the fact that he was actually still playing golf through this, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely giving the kid a pass.
All right. Fair enough.
What's your take?
It's fine. I give him a pass.
That's it?
Yeah, like it's fine. Like he looked like shit. Like I don't think he's faking it. Like me, I'll get on an athlete. Like you miss the 3-pointer and then they're shaking their hand after, or some football player does something and he starts grabbing his hamstring or throwing his hands out, just make sure the camera's on me. It's not my fault. I'm hurt. I don't think that was the case. That's what usually pisses me off about athletes.
All right, so he wasn't Mahomesing it, right?
He wasn't Mahomesing it. Yes, exactly.
No. I know. Are you emotionally okay?
Yes. I don't know. I'm just so like I have to root for Philadelphia. I have to root for the trash people of Philadelphia. And listen, trash people of Philadelphia, don't get upset when I call you that. Boston fans are almost not just as bad, but almost as bad as you guys. You're very tough to deal with, but I can't deal with Kansas City fans. They're the fucking worst. Like I don't know. I hope they all die of heart attacks from fucking barbecue. Coming from somebody who had a heart attack.
Wow, that's not good karma at all.
Yeah, I'm not. These fucking people, like they're awful. I can't imagine how obnoxious I was over my 22-year run. Like I must have been the worst. Like the worst. I can't believe I still have friends that aren't Patriots fans.
Yes, you definitely were the worst. There's about
I know
12, 13 years of audio that backs up that theory. You definitely were the worst, and now you know how it feels. So
yeah, I don't like it. What pisses me off is that I don't get the time to appreciate it. Instead of just being able to like sit back for like 10 years and be like, Brady, blah blah blah. Now I'm like have to like defend and like have to fight another fan base about shit. I did that long enough. And who's the guy? Walter Brown. Who's the guy with the mustache? The football guy, Walter Football. He put out the calls between the Patriots and the Chiefs. It's not even fucking close to who gets more calls. Then it was like 44% more for Kansas City because the league did not like Belichick, so they tried to punish him for. Can you imagine Mahomes getting suspended for a naturally occurring reaction to cold air? No, it would be impossible.
Okay, I mean, can I throw this theory at you about why is it possible that they're just so well coached, the system is just so good, and every other team is just complete fuck ups that they don't know how to get away with this stuff, and the Chiefs do?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, there you go. There's no real conspiracy. They're just better than everyone.
Oh, listen, there's definitely a conspiracy. That 4th and 1 spot, if I was a fucking Bills fan, I would be flying to fucking New York to fucking put a pipe bomb inside of the NFL headquarters. That was the shadiest shit ever. And then, listen, I'm not a huge conspiracy guy, but the fact that Romo and Nance both talked about a flag and then the flag was never shown on TV, very strange.
Okay, well, there wasn't a flag. It was a mistake.
Saying.
I was just saying, okay.
Never know.
Okay. No, listen, that was a horrible call. I told you it was a terrible call. By the way, I felt bad for my buddy Jay. So Jay is a big Bills fan, and he's in my text chain. You're in a couple fantasy leagues with him, and somehow you got, I forget how you got his number. Actually,
back in the day with the stupid Mac Jones game, we started texting each other back and forth when Bill wouldn't let Mac Jones throw more than fucking 3 times. When I thought Mac Jones was good, and we were like in the lead of the AL East or AL East, the AFC East. And,
I actually just got the memory that you shoehorned Jay into you ruining Russell Henley's Sony Open.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Thanks a lot, asshole. But no, listen, that was a terrible call. It is very people are saying you need to see the football. No, they make calls all the time where they take they put together multiple angles of stuff and they kind of just piece together like where the ball is. It was very clear across the 40, or it got to the 40.
Yeah.
But it was a bad call at the end of the day. And this happens.
It was a rigged call, Steve. A rigged call.
A rigged call.
Okay. Rigged call.
Okay. All right. Well, I can tell you that there is still a malaise and hangover in Western New York over this game. I personally think Sean McDermott should get fired at this point.
Yes. The fact that he still has a job is fucking insane.
I mean, it's because it just I don't know how you can just keep running this back at this point. I understand that they keep winning AFC titles, and I know the Chiefs are the best team with the best quarterback, but like at some point, if you're ownership, you have to be like, look, we're not getting done with you. We have the quarterback, we have the infrastructure, we have the team, and we continue to fall short. Like they did the same thing with
coaching.
Yeah, going from Tony Dungy to John Gruden with the Bucs.
That's the example I was going to bring up.
Yeah, it's happened before. They're like, we're not getting over the hump. We need to just move on. And yeah, I think he has to go. And obviously, too, like you saw how
he almost blew the Ravens game with that. The second half of the Ravens game is more of a fireable offense than what happened at Kansas City. That game plan coming out in the second half was the most atrocious thing I've ever seen. Like, it was awful. They let them back into the game. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Like if they had lost that game, they should have left them there. And that alone should get him fired. Never mind did James Cook touch the ball on the final drive?
In the Chiefs? No.
Like this guy was he probably was averaging 5-6 yards a carry, fucking catching balls left and right, making everybody miss. Like, yeah, let's do this off. I've never seen a worse quarterback fucking sneak in my life. I watched Tom Brady. He's a statue. He is as stiff as I am, and he never missed a fucking QB sneak. But he wants to pull up, go off tackle, and or go off center and lean forward instead of just leaning forward. Josh Allen's 6'4", 6'5", a huge human being. Just go forward. Don't reinvent the wheel, you fucking morons.
Mm-hmm. Well, even Tony Romo called it out. He before the first one, they said, yeah, they love going behind left guard. And sure enough, they just kept going behind left guard over and over and over. And you think a competent team with an infrastructure and a legendary defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, can't figure that out. So, I mean, honestly, we watch a lot of football, and what's the success rate of that play? It's got to be 75, 80%?
Has to be.
And the fact the Bills did barely less than 50% on it? That's a joke.
What, they go 1 for 4?
No, I think they got twice. They did it a lot though. That was the thing. They had to do it a lot in that game. It just seemed like it's just a struggle bus where it just seems automatic for everybody else. So all right,
I just feel bad for the Bills fans at this point. I just do. Man.
I know it's terrible. My friends, I haven't heard from them in a couple of days. Except for I saw one meme with Dalton Kincaid about dry January is now over and he's dropping the ball. So that's where their heads are at. But no, it's a say what you want about them, Bills Mafia, the false bravado, blah blah. But they're great fans, and it goes now beyond, especially for my generation, where our first football memories pretty much growing up was Bills losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. And it kind of just gets ingrained in you because kids are sponges at that point that, well, we just lose. So you just develop, like in our generation with the Bills, well, we just have a losing mentality, losing culture. And then they go 20 fucking years of awful NFL play, which started, by the way, with Miracle in Tennessee, another crippling, soul-crushing loss there. So another piece of trauma thrown in the bonfire. And, and then you have this. You finally get the ray of hope. You get the quarterback. You see some sparks. And then it's the same thing again for everybody in my generation, experiencing what they did when they were kids. Just keep losing. And it's the same freaking team over and over. It goes more than just sports. There's emotional toll that's being happening with people my age. And now we're starting to have kids and we're showing that to our kids. So listen, thank God I'm not a Bills fan. I'm just a Giants fan who loses hope after before week 1. So I can divert my kids from doing something else. But, a lot of my friends, they just give their kids false hope with the Bills and they're learning just like what they did with their parents. It's just passing on trauma to the next generation.
Yeah. Well, that's what Boston fans were up until 2001. It was the same thing. Like, fuck it. And even then, like, we still didn't yeah, we won a couple Super Bowls, but the Red Sox was still absolute, just soul tormenting. Like, I don't know. We can get into that another time. We're already grab assing a little too much. But
there you go.
Yeah, good call.
All right. So let's get to golf. I know we're 11 minutes in. So I feel like we need an update on the weather.
Sure.
Because I started
making that Scotty Scheffler has committed to the Waste Management.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's not good. It's not good. It means he feels good.
Yeah. Well, I saw that. I don't know if this was actually true, but apparently he posted 6 under through 6.
Yeah, I saw it in the Discord too. That's all I saw.
Whatever. We'll see if that's actually a real thing. But with this weather, I made a big deal of it on Sunday because at that point, it looked like the weekend was going to be completely hellacious in Pebble Beach, cold and wind and rain, in really difficult conditions. And I was like, okay, what are some years to really, reference to? Well, not more than 24, 48 hours later, the weather forecast completely changed. It is now going to be pretty much dead calm throughout the entire tournament now.
Yep.
It's still going to be a little chilly, at least for a couple of days, but it might creep up into the low 60s over the weekend, which actually is basically kind of typical Pebble Beach weather. So really no weather concerns. And in benign conditions, Andy talked about it on his preview. These guys can really just rip up Pebble Beach. You saw it last year. And now that we have a really strong field, the best players, or most of the best players in the world playing this thing. Yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of birdies. I think the one wild card potentially in all of this is the GCSAA went out of their way to say that the golf course is playing pretty firm. And they said the same thing last week at Torrey Pines, and the greens are pretty firm. So, I mean, Torrey Pines is always, very difficult, but
so let's say it plays super firm and fast on fucking Friday. Then all the country club bitches want to come through and whine and complain that the course is fucking playing hard. So they go out and they water it Thursday night, and then it plays easy the rest. Right? I mean, that's in my brain. That's how that plays out, especially at an elevated event where it's already tailor-made for all the pampered assholes.
I mean, it could, especially because of what happened last week. The key difference, though, is that Pebble Beach actually puts their green speeds to be really slow. So this doesn't, doesn't happen. So they can afford to keep it firm because the greens aren't going to get too fast. So it just is going to be harder to maybe get the ball closer to the hole. It's going to be maybe a little bit like what we saw a little bit at Amex in the stadium course. So, but we'll see. I mean, obviously you make a very good point that, and even Andy kind of brought this up, that they love to present Pebble Beach as just really green. Who knows? But I don't think the GCSA would have went out of their way to say that. I usually take them at their word. So I think for me, what that ended up doing in my model was I ended up just really de-emphasizing around the green play. Even if the greens are really firm and there is a little bit of a higher missed green regulation rate, with how easy it is to get up and down there, and how little it usually matters, especially in easy tournaments at Pebble Beach. I'm not really using it this week. So
that's fine. I took it out of what I was looking at too. But let me ask you this: so if you think it's going to be harder to get it close, I was looking at 5 to 10 feet POA putting. Do you think that was still the right range to look at?
See, I just look at it's still difficult greens to putt on POA, so I didn't change any of my putting metrics. The only thing I did, I weighted it more, and they weighed iron play more because it's kind of like what happened last year. Benign conditions at Pebble Beach, it just turned into, because everybody's hitting fairways, and it turns into, okay, who can get their irons the best, who can basically just drain the putts. And off the tee, I kind of left a little bit the same, still not as significant as other tournaments. I still don't think there really is, a real profile for this place. I think just the better players are just typically better drivers overall. And that's kind of why we see the leaderboard shake out what it was. And I think it's just going to come out to just what it was a little bit last year. Just who hits their irons the best, who puts the best on POA. I think there's going to be a fair amount of birdies. I think I saw winning score possibly 19.5 under.
Oh yeah, if it's going to be benign, it's definitely going lower than that, right?
Yeah, I mean the only cost I would think is if the greens are really firm, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really see it got to what? I mean, it was really soft last year, and they were at 19 under after 3 rounds. So
right, that's what. Yeah,
knock off. I mean, even if it plays like a stroke harder,
for 20 seconds, 26,
it probably would get to 20 at that point. Kind of like we see it like Travelers, like, it's like 20, 21 or so.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, so that set up what I did. It's I want guys who I feel like can go low, especially at Pebble Beach, well on POA, guys who I think are pretty good at, maybe they struggle a little bit with off the tee, but because they're not hitting driver a whole ton and they're hitting a lot of fairways, just put them in short grass, take advantage of those conditions. That's basically what I kind of look for this week. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I completely eliminated around the green when the weather got updated. I am worried about the 5 to 10 foot with POA, just because I think about how hard putting on POA is, and all those little. Just watching over the weekend, watching these guys miss these fucking 5-footers, 6-footers. At least my guys miss those 5-footers, 6-footers, and so I wanted somebody who's at least shows up decent on the 24 to even to the 50 rounds on POA 5 to 10 feet.
Okay, can I ask you a question, by the way?
Sure.
How much did you use this 5 to 10 foot POA stat in your decision process?
Oh, what I weighted at?
No, I'm just saying, like in general, like just like intuitively.
Oh, so I don't know, like use it as a tiebreaker.
Okay, so can I kind of like clarify like what that stat means?
Absolutely.
Okay, there's really only like 3 golf courses they play there at POA. It's Pebble, it's Torrey, and it's Riviera.
So I was going to ask you that too, because it's like I look at these rounds and I'm like, well, how many rounds are actually doing it? And is this place actually including just these rounds, or are they?
Yeah, I mean, there's bent POA mixes, and some of them are more POA than bent. Some of them more bent than POA. So that gets kind of tricky. Wingfoot is POA, but I don't really know if you want to use Wingfoot as a good comparison for this place.
Like it's a different animal.
So I guess my point is like that stat sounds really cool and really great, but it's a really small sample size on a putting surface that can be pretty random.
Right. And so I think that's kind of, I guess I looked at it for more like who can handle the more randomness, right? Like if you have, you know what I mean? Like I said, like I use it as a tiebreaker. It's not like I filtered it by this, but like when I was picking between 2 players, like, all right, well, he putts good on POA between 5 and 10 feet. Maybe he doesn't get frustrated when something pops up.
Okay. All right. So that's more like a vibe then at that point.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. I like that more.
How long have you known me?
I mean, I've known of you for at least a
very
decade.
long time. Yeah.
We've been talking for about 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's a shock that we never talked before that. And here we are now. Funny how that works. All All right.
So weird.
So before I get to one other point, let's go to the tip chart. We don't have Cam here. Usually he quizzes both of us. I'm going to be honest. I probably would flunk this one too. So we have, golf tips checker. If you don't know, it's a Twitter handle that puts out every single week who the most tipped golfers are for the week. And we have 50 plus sources, 364 total picks is collected. There are 8 players on this list.
8 out of 60. You know, we're no longer on this list.
No,
right?
there's 300. All their sources. There's 360. I guess I don't know. Whatever.
What I'm saying is, we're not a source anymore. We used to be a source. Is all I was saying.
That's true. We used to be, and now we are not.
Yeah.
Look at us moving up in the world. So there are 8 players on this list. Capper, kick it off. Actually, strike one. Morikawa is not on this list. And by the way, we are now joined by our producer, Cam. Come on up. By the way,
hey buddy.
Hey, what's up, boys? Have you looked at the chart?
I have not.
All right, then maybe you can play then.
All right.
This. Okay. All right. So Capper, strike one. No more.
I don't trust him. I want to see Cam scream.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought you were asking me to go type it in, so I almost typed it in.
He was immediately going to cheat.
No, I'm the captain now.
No, I'm not gonna cheat.
Okay. All right, then you're up then. There's 8 guys on the list. He already got strike one. No Morikawa.
I'm gonna go with Tom Hoagie.
Tom Hoagie, number 1 on the chart this week.
Nice, love it. It makes sense.
You love it.
Yeah, love it.
Okay,
that makes sense.
It does make sense. Capper? Why does it make sense? Actually, expand on that.
Because he's such a wedge player. Like, this is literally the course that's built for him, and he's super low owned in DFS, and that bleeds over into the outright market. So yeah, that 100% makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is his lone win. You say that Tom Hoagie can't win, but he has won here before.
I feel like it was a fake win. I can't remember why there was a fake win.
It was a fake win because Jordan Spieth blew a 3-shot lead at 5 to go.
That's what it was.
Yes, we talked about that at length on Sunday. I relived. Right. I had trauma twice.
We talked on Saturday, Steve.
Saturday, whatever. The days all bleed together. I'm about to puke my brains out. Okay, all right. I'm not really thinking.
You'll be all right. You'll be fine.
All right. All right. Back to you.
I'll go Cantlay.
Patrick Cantlay, number 7 on the list.
7. I thought he'd be higher up.
Listen, you got to think. You got to think about odds. You got to think about, he's 16 to 1. Maybe 16? People are just.
I was seeing him at 20 earlier today.
Well, all right. Well, this is according to this list. Okay.
All right. No, I was just saying, like, great course history, favorable number.
Yes. Okay. All right. Cam, back to you.
I'm gonna go with Taylor Pendrith.
Oh yeah, he's definitely on there.
Taylor Pendrith is a popular pick with ISN this week, but not on the list.
All right.
I don't know what that. A little more. I think I kind of like that. I kind of like that we're on the Pendrith train, and apparently no one else is.
I was on Pendy last week.
You were, and it worked out. I mean, he was never in the mix, but he played well.
Played well. It's good for me on DFS.
Okay. All right, Capper, back to you.
Let's go Jason Day.
Jason Day, number 2 on the list.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got one that's on there for sure next.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Day in a little bit, why I think he's popular, but obviously great Pebble Beach history. So
unbelievable.
All right, so we got Hoagie 1, Day 2, Cantlay 7. We have 5 more guys. Cam, go ahead.
Justin Thomas.
Please no.
Number 4 on the list.
Yep.
Ooh, Capper doesn't like that. Capper's wondering if he can cash out at this point.
No, I'm gonna fucking ride it.
Okay. All right, we are halfway home. So Capper, go ahead.
Who's the rich little asshole? McNeely. Mad McNeely,
number 6 on the list.
Dang it. I was gonna.
All right.
I gotta find another one.
All right, we have 1, 2. We have only 3 more names left. We have the third highest. We have the 3rd highest. We have the 5th highest, and we have the 8th highest.
All right.
So, Cam, back to you.
Oh man, it's hard being on this side.
It is, isn't it?
It is a lot of pressure.
I'm gonna go with Justin Rose.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Number 8 on the list.
Yes,
It's a good one.
Okay.
Super cheap DFS. He's like 6,200, 6,300. Great course history. Makes all the sense in the world.
Maybe I should be hosting this because you guys are way better at this game than I am now. So, all right, we only got 2 more. We had number 3 and number 5 on the list. Capper, back to you.
Denny McCarthy.
Number 5 on the list.
Let's go.
Oh no,
We are only 1 away.
oh my
by the
gosh,
way.
my first
Okay.
time doing this.
I think we've only gone the distance once, and that's
Once.
it.
And
this is
it was a short field.
yes,
It
it
was
was
a
a
short
short field. Number 3 is a tough one though, but I think it's doable. So you both each have 1 strike. Cam, go ahead.
Oh, man, all right.
Who's popular?
Gary Woodland.
Shut up, dude. That's bear off, and that's it. Stop it.
Who was the guy I said? Some random European.
It's bear off only.
It was like a stale fart. No, Gary
Unbelievable.
Woodland is not on the list.
No, Gary Woodland is not on the
No,
fucking list.
no. How many burner accounts has Baroff had? That's the only.
Seriously,
Gary
how did you
Woodland
get that deep into your
on that
brain?
list? Okay. All right. Strike 2 for you.
Yeah, that
We've been
that
talking
might have
about
been a simple
Woodland with
move.
Baroff for the last 3 fucking years.
yeah.
All right. Capper, back to you.
Scrolling the odds board. So we got a couple up top.
He said,
Couple
it's got to be someone.
middle.
All right. 5.
All right, fine. I'll just go. We gotta put a time on this thing. So I'll go. I'll go. Adam Scott.
Not on the list. Strike 2.
All right.
Okay. Cam, back to you.
I've got 2 strikes.
You got 2 strikes. The last
You
strike.
do, sir.
Oh, man.
Clock. Let's go.
Yep. Clock. Let's go.
5,
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Akshay.
Akshay's not on the list.
Dang
Okay.
it.
Last one, Capper.
All right. Let's see if we can clear the board. I'll go with my gummy play. I'll go with Eric Cole.
Not Eric Cole.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good run. He's a former winner here. He's won a lot the last couple of years, and he's won earlier this year. It is Nick Taylor, 70-1.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that.
The stats actually look pretty good on him. I mean, he's been playing really good lately, but great ball striking stats. Obviously, former winner here, good POA putter.
Yep. Like it.
Dang.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I would have got there.
All right, Cam. Good job, guys. You did better.
Yeah, that was fun. Good job, Chris.
All right.
You too, bud.
There you go. All right. So, what do you think about that list there?
I mean, it makes sense for the most part.
It does. I mean, obviously, you got a lot of like Pebble Beach like types there.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys that have been good there. Course history. This isn't really a driving contest. Like I get it. I think the only thing I want to maybe everyone to consider is that, and I've kind of made reference to this a couple of times, is I've just noticed over the last like year and a half or so, it just seems like the vibe is a lot different between these elevated events and these not elevated events. And if these like better players are just more locked in. And I mean, obviously Scotty Scheffler won like everything last year, but you know, if you look through the list of names who've won most of these, it's usually guys either premium player or long shot, but it's a guy who's won a lot of big time events in their careers, like your Hidekis or Keegans or Matt Fitzpatrick, like major winners there.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
No, what do you mean? No, Keegan was a long shot at Travelers.
I know Keegan, but you talk about Matt Fitzpatrick. Ugh, gross.
Okay, well, at Harbor Town, he kind of drifted on the odds board, but you know, he just won the U.S. Open the year before. So like,
pops the US Open.
like a premium player that like you would think would show up at a big time event. Last year Pebble, Wyndham Clark, long shot, but he won the US Open. I mean, there's really only been, I would say, there's been 21 of these since the beginning of 2023. And I say only 4 were really surprises.
Yeah, that's true.
So Arnold Palmer, Kurt Kitayama, which,
oh my God, who did I have when he drained that?
I mean, he was getting run down by Rory and Scotty and everybody like that. But like, listen, Kitayama, Bombers track,
like
like,
a
yeah,
90-foot
I
putt.
could see it. Wyndham Clark at Wells Fargo.
Mhm.
This is before he won the US Open.
Yep.
Some say Xander probably should have won that tournament. Xander probably should have won a lot of Wells Fargos, but
yeah, exactly.
Wyndham Clark.
Evergreen comment.
You had Lucas Glover win the FedEx St. Jude, coming off a win at Wyndham.
Sweating through his fucking pants.
And then Century Chris Kirk. But otherwise, though, I wouldn't say and looking at this list, like Tom Hoagie, Denny McCarthy, Mad McNeely, and even Nick Taylor.
Yeah.
Put
some respect on Nick Taylor's name at this point. I feel like Nick Taylor needs some respect on his name.
Okay, fine. But there's been a lot of names like that, like these flavor of the week types that just haven't really done a whole lot in their career. And I'm trying to, with these elevated events, go a couple ways. One, if I just really like one of these flavor of the weeks and I think he's about on the verge of breaking out, I'll bet on him. Or I'll go top of the board. Or if it's a guy who I think when we look back, in a couple of years, and he's just on the rise and he just is on, one of those players,
Yep.
I'll bet them too. And only if they're really long odds. So, in these Tom Hoagie types and McCarthy types, I'm just going to bet positional because I like them. But if I miss the outright, hopefully I get the positional and then that'll be it. That's where I'm going with these elevated events. And then the non-elevated stuff, I mean, unless I really like somebody at the top, I'm probably fading everybody under 30, 35 to 1 and just going see what happens. So
yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to the odds board then. We're a half hour in. We haven't made a single pick yet.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Gotta make the advertisers happy. Gotta make them hang on. All the advertisers.
All right. Well, let's just start with Scotty Scheffler then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrified.
You're terrified.
Terrified. I have Scotty derangement syndrome, just like Casey derangement syndrome. Just
okay.
terrified.
How about from a golf course perspective? Why would you be scared of Scotty at this place?
Because he can win anywhere. He's the best player in the world.
Okay. What about
shit and came in 6th? I think the last time he came in, or 7th, one or the other.
He did. I mean, he's gaining on POA in his career.
He's got the new claw grip. That's terrifying. Listen, I'm terrified of fucking Scotty. He is the antithesis of my existence. So therefore, he is going to win everything and fucking. It's just, I don't know.
So here's the thing. I think before last April, I probably would have said yeah, I'm not really scared of Scotty at this event. Short course, take driver out of his hands.
So good with his wedges.
But here's the thing. Then he won Harbortown by $1 billion. We're all that's not a Scotty course.
Right.
Then he won Travelers by, it was one shot, and thanks to, Brian Kirshner throwing paint on the green, apparently. So, but still, that.
Oh, I had that fucking ticket. Goddamn Tom Kim. If they didn't move that fucking pin, thanks for that. I think I just broke something on my desk.
I think you did too. So that basically took the top off everything right there. It's okay, well then, none of these things are safe. Scotty's winning Bay Hill, and then Scotty's winning Harbortown. What? At this point. Exactly. So yeah, it's terrifying. I'm not gonna bet it because it's his first time start back, and I just don't want to.
No,
so I'm just not feeling it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's why I bet positionals. So let me ask a question then. So, do you have any appetite to bet anything, Scotty, this week? Positional, matchup?
No,
So,
staying away.
All right, let me throw some stuff at you then.
All right.
Scotty Scheffler plus 110 for a top 5. Does that interest you?
No.
Okay. How about paying minus 175 for a top 10?
No.
Really?
No. I have no idea what I'm getting. I have no idea. He can come out and boat race everybody. He can come out and look like ass. I don't have a clue. And I don't pretend I'm smart enough to know what I think Scotty's going to do after having this long of a layoff with an injury. He can come out and look fucking great, and there's going to be nothing wrong. And he could have just wanted to spend time with his new baby and wife and use the hand injury as an excuse. Like, I have no fucking idea.
Okay. Would you take anybody else against him in a matchup?
No, I'm telling you, I'm just avoiding him.
So just no Scotty.
No Scotty.
Are you betting without Scotty markets?
I don't have those in Florida.
Okay, would you then?
Yes, I would.
You would? Okay.
I would.
All right.
Because I looked on DK and I was like, the penalty's like 2 points. I was like, 2 points on
depends.
the favorites?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to take my chances because I'm not feeling it this week. First start. And I'm just, but like you though, like I'm just staying away. Like there's just the books just make it difficult to bet Scotty, and how I construct my betting cards every single week. It doesn't make it easy to put anything in there. I don't have access to no dead heat stuff, so it kind of is what it is at this point. All right, so let's move on then. So Rory McIlroy making his first start here. Any thoughts about Rory this week?
It's just not a good course fit. I'm fine with fading him. Numbers too low.
I mean, obviously, I think you may mention on the Saturday show, not very good with wedges. He has a 9th place finish at the U.S. Open here, but otherwise, I think it's a cut, and it's T6 is really bad last year, including taking a penalty off a bad drop last year. So would you say that probably Rory is a guy you're looking to fade in like a matchup or something?
Yeah, what do you got?
All right, so let's go to
where do you find these matchups? I only got 3 balls in tournament groups so far.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at Data Golf and looking at all the books, and then these are just potential matchups.
I just get angry when you're
and listen, I mean, it's not just the Boston Capper world. We have a bunch of listeners who might be interested in these matchups too, who want to hear your opinion on them.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. So how about this? How about Rory McIlroy minus 120 over a guy that we will be talking about shortly, who I want to save your thoughts on, Justin Thomas.
Yeah, I take JT.
Okay. Rory McIlroy over the stomach flu king himself, Ludwig Eberg.
What's the numbers?
It's plus 105 for Ludwig over
That's
Rory.
it?
That's it.
Well, I'd pass on that. I figure I needed more plus money on that.
Okay. How about how about Rory McIlroy minus 120 over Callum Morikawa at minus 105?
I take Colin.
Okay. So you got 2 solid matchups right there.
Yeah, I like that.
I would definitely take Colin over Rory. I probably would bite on Ludwig. To be honest, I think there's gonna be a bounce.
It's not enough. The kid could have lost 7 pounds over the weekend. We have no fucking idea.
I think there's I think he'll be okay. I think there's some. I think he's gonna bounce back this week.
Okay.
JT though, we'll let.
Why don't you like JT?
I don't know.
He's playing good.
It's just a fit. I know he's playing good.
He put top 10 at least, maybe top 5, like 5th or 6th last year.
I mean, JT probably fits the profile guy I'm looking at this week. Elite iron play.
Hungry, hasn't won in fucking years, right? Like
he hasn't won since the PGA, yes.
Yeah, like he clearly wants it. He's talking to every reporter in the world about how he feels it, and he's getting there. I don't know, man. Like I just feel like the number is fine. It's fair. Like, listen, I wish I could bet with the without Scotty market, but I like JT more than I like Ludwig because I don't know what he's doing. Cantlay, he's a top 20 machine here. Bet that. Like minus 120, fucking just don't even bet anything else. Just put fucking Cantlay minus 120. Throw all your money on that. Like I feel like that's the best bet of the fucking week.
Okay, then why isn't that on your stat picks for top 20 lock?
Because minus 120, am I a coward, sir?
Because
I need at least plus 150.
I mean, the criteria of that pick is just a lock top 20. So
I get it. But what I said is, am I a coward?
Okay,
I'm not a coward.
That's true. No, you're not a coward, sir. Yeah, I actually thought about the Patrick Cantlay minus 120. I've been burned too many times by just the layup paying juice on a positional. And then because the problem is how I bet and I target a certain amount to win on the positionals. If I don't hit that, it just blows up the card at that point. So,
oh yeah, I do the same thing because you'll get the random text on Saturday night. Like, I can't fucking believe I put the hammer on X.
All right. So, So you bet JT then 14.
Yep.
Okay. I also bet someone at the top. You're gonna hate this.
I actually got him at 16, but at the odds,
whatever.
DK when I put it on the thing, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. I mean, I went a different way. I got 16, who's 14 right now. I bet Colin. Morikawa. Yeah. I mean, listen, kind of along the same vein as you love JT. I mean, his last win was at Zozo, but he hasn't had a mainland win in forever. The iron play obviously is tremendous. His career putting on Poa is really good. He's put really well at Pebble. You put Morikawa in a, with no wind, high driving accuracy race where he's hitting from the fairway a lot. And with these firm greens too, I trust Morikawa to be able to, with his irons, keep the ball close to the pin. And with his improved putting, I like that too. And I just like him a lot this week. So
I can't fault you for it. I was literally looking between the two of them. Which one did I want to bet more? And I mean, look, Morikawa just went. If Hideki didn't have an unreal fucking Sunday, he would have won. So
okay,
I get
all
it.
right. So that was my first bet. Do you bet anybody else under 30-1?
No.
Okay.
Not with a fucking.
I also bet
with a 16.
Well, you could.
Hey, did you already talk about Colin getting the flu potentially?
Well, yeah, he got that last week. He got it last Sunday, and then he's had 11 days to recover.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we don't know exactly what type of flu it is. It could be the norovirus that just clears through your system. Regular flu, I'm going to guess it's probably the stomach bug. I'm going to guess he's probably fine. And he's a twig already, right? So, how much weight can he really lose?
I mean, I guess you get emaciated.
All right. How you feel about Hideki just winning everything now?
I would love it.
I would love it too, because I bet him at 25.
That is a great number.
I think same thing as a Colin, same theory. Just obviously the iron play is tremendous. He's really improved on the putter too. This new putter he has is a huge difference. Yeah, it didn't really go all that great at Torrey down the stretch, but it was really windy. Lost the course a little bit. I'm willing to give it a pass too. So, and I think it's a good number based on his form, a lot of win equity. So, and obviously the career putting on Poa is not good. Well, it's field average. He's field average for a Pebble, but this is a new putter with him now. I bet him at 25.
It's fine. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna shit on it.
Okay. All right. While I move on then from 30 to 70 range. There's a lot of really tempting names in here. So talk about a couple guys you like up near 30, 40, 45-1 or so.
All right. So, I mean, I looked at a couple of these losers and I went past the 30 range. I just went straight to 50. I'm going back to Will Zalatoris.
Okay.
Why is Will Zalatoris 50 again? Do they just like to take my money? He's played well here. You go 24 and 50 rounds from 150 in. He's the only guy who's top 10 in both of those, between 100, 125, and 125 to 150. He's not the only one, Steve. Don't even bother. He's one of the only ones.
Did you say he's played well? You say he's played well at Pebble?
He's played all right at Pebble.
No. T55, T68.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't care.
But continue with your thesis.
Yeah, so the wedge play is fine. He putts good on Poa.
Yeah, he does.
And yeah, I don't know, man. He just looked good. He looks good. This is a guy who I'm investing in this season. So
Okay.
when he's at 50-1 in a shortened field where he should not be 50-1 based on the talent that's around him, I'm gonna bet him every time.
Okay. So I do understand how we were betting him like at Tory last week, and then he withdrew, and now he's at 50. I don't think this is as good of a course for him, obviously, as Tory. With those POA numbers, those are mostly Riviera and Torrey Pines. Those are faster POA greens. He's a lot better on faster greens. These are really slow greens. Like, I know when he goes over, like, I know it's a different type of grass, but like those really slow fescue greens in the Open Championship, he just like a lot of these bad parts, and maybe that's my hesitancy with Justin Thomas, is the POA putting is good, but he's never put really well at Pebble. I feel like these
Steve, I don't know if you know this about me or not. I love to bet bad putters just so I can text you how much I hate people.
That's true. I feel like with bad putters on POA, when it's really slow, you don't know how hard to hit it or how soft to hit it. Like, you just struggle with the speed control. And like I talked about with Andy.
But Zalatoris is such a good lag putter.
Yeah, but like it's a lot of shorter putts here because the greens are so small.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Whatever. I know everybody wants to bet him on Genesis and fucking again at Tory, but I feel like the numbers, whatever. I'm going to take it.
Okay. All right. I didn't bet anyone 30 to 50 either. I mean, there's a guy that currently is under 50 that I did ultimately bet, but like there's a couple of names I liked here. I mean, I bet Sam Burns top 20 plus 135.
Oh, fine. Top 20. Fine.
Top 20. Getting,
I was about to throw something on my goddamn laptop.
No, top 20, get him plus money on it. I mean, get him on benign conditions with a lot of short irons where I feel like there's going to make a lot of birdies. I've seen him win a golf course at Innisbrook where that does take driver out of your hand sometimes.
It's so crazy that he won Innisbrook.
I mean, maybe it just fits his eye. He's won Austin Country Club, a lot of short irons. Colonial.
One Austin Country Club is something. It was match play, right?
Yeah, it was match play, but it's got a lot of short irons, a lot of birdies. It's one Colonial. It's a shorter track, positional track. So, like, you think of him as this big bomber, but he's kind of wanted like the Pebble Beach type. So I didn't bet
with 60 guys in the field. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's what 8? I think it's 70 guys. But yeah, again, plus 135 for a guy who played well here last year that I feel like is pretty good on these types of tracks. I bet him there.
What do you think about my Cantlay top 20 though? Minus 120. I mean, that's fucking.
I think it's good. I didn't put it on my card because this is just a personal preference. I just feel like I've gotten burned by that a lot, and I feel like
I have to make up for betting.
If like it does get dead heated or it doesn't come through for whatever reason, that just like crushes how I structure my card. Like,
so my book doesn't do dead heat.
Okay, so then you should just bet it then.
Right. And I have to make up for betting on the Boston Bullfrogs last night. I literally was on tilt from Sunday.
God.
And I was like, you know what I'm going to do?
You got what you deserve. You got what you deserve then.
3/4 of the account. Gone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keegan. Piece of shit.
You got what you deserved at that point. Well, what do you think about Keegan this week? Coming off that big loss, do you think it's going to affect him here?
No, I just don't think it's a good course fit. I want him on long iron courses like I always do.
Do you think he's better fit for the spear? If it was like that.
What was the spear?
Do you even know what the spear is?
No, what was that?
It's that stupid hole that's like an hourglass. It like goes here. There's water on
it.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no. Listen, it's on in the background. It's only because I'm a degenerate and I bet on it every week.
Okay. All right. So I bet a guy in this range, and this is just I believe the guy. He's been playing good. And I think he's like, maybe he's a type where like a Wyndham Clark type where this win doesn't look so crazy in hindsight if he does win this. I bet Taylor Pendrith at 55-1.
All right. I might have to jump on board. Everybody else is on board. I was on them last week.
I know. I mean, everyone. I think this is this and Justin Thomas are the ISN community plays. I'm not on Thomas, but everybody else seems to be, and everybody else seems to be on Pendrith. So
I was
let's
the first one on the spreadsheet in Thomas, by the way.
Okay. All right. Well, you're the first one there. But I mean, the one cause for concern, he has not been putting very well lately or very well on POA. But I just believe in how well he's been hitting the ball.
He's so
played
good.
well here before. And I just believe in the kid's talent, and he's 55-1. And honestly, I believe in him over other guys in that range. So
I don't like your negativity, Dave.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. So I bet Taylor Pendrith 55-1.
I like it. I think I'm going to join everybody because I can't be a part of not hitting again. Like I just can't.
All right. What about a couple other guys who are popular in the street? How about Mad McNeely? You know, Mr. Pebble Beach as on the tip jar. How do you feel about him this week?
No, I was tricked by him because he played hockey. I thought he was a tough guy. He's not a tough guy. I am out on Mad McNeely again. Never Mav again for me.
Okay. I mean, so he hit the ball pretty well at Century. Did not hit the ball well at Amex or last week. I know last week's a little bit of an outlier, but
I had him at Amex. He did not hit the ball well at all.
Yeah, I mean, this one feels like the chalky pick. And besides, so he's got a second place and a fourth place finish. And I know it hasn't been the best couple of years for Matt, but in like 7 finishes, like he's got those 2 top 5s. And then other than that, it's a lot of like 50ths and worse. So
yeah,
I think I'm going to pass on him, especially if he's pretty popular. What about Shane Lowry this week?
No, he hasn't played. So, to me, he hasn't played enough over here, and he doesn't fucking win.
Well, not win, but like, what about like a top 20, like plus 180? So, still hit the ball 5 last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say
he can't play.
Well, okay, I have a stat for you in a little bit.
I have eyeballs, Steve.
Okay, so you have eyeballs.
He can't play.
Look, they lost the greens last week. Okay. Like they should have made those greens play a lot slower, and they couldn't handle it because I understand why they had to stop play. It was unplayable. It's their fault that it was unplayable, but it was unplayable at this point. So I'm trying to hold that against him. Shane Lowry, though, I feel it, and actually the stats bear this out. He's one of the better putters on slower greens in his career, and these are slower greens. So that might help him a little bit. Obviously, the ball striking is really good. He's actually been pretty decent at this place. So he's got like 5 or 6 starts and
starts. You envision your own future is what you're doing.
Well, yeah, that is my own future. It's a Freudian slip. He's got like 5 or 6 starts, and it's pretty respectable. And I think like I think what people maybe forgot
he hasn't played here since when was the last time he played here?
No, he played here last year, I think.
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
Look at these approach numbers.
Yeah, they're really good.
2019.
Yeah, he played the U.S. Open 28th, 2017 14th. I mean, they haven't changed Pebble all that much over the years, pal. They haven't changed Pebble that much over the years.
Steve, let me ask you something. 5 years ago, did you hit a golf ball better than you could today?
Okay, Shane Lowry's still doing. He's a better player than what he was back in like 2015. Just saying,
5 years ago means fucking nothing to me.
But they haven't changed the golf course, so it's still relevant.
No, it's not. It's your age. You get older. You can't play.
Okay, so you're saying he can't play now because
I smell a charity bet. What do we want to put on it?
Fine, let's find a matchup then. Okay. What a dumb argument. Yeah, he's older. He can't play. He's got a string of like top 20 finishes, like going back all the way to last year. Okay, fine. You know what? Perfect. Here it is right now. Right. Shane Lowry. How about we just do this? You know, because Keegan's technically favorite. Let's do Shane Lowry versus Keegan Bradley.
But I didn't want Keegan. I don't like Keegan.
Well, fuck you then. What are we talking about? I don't like
Keegan either.
Oh my God. You want Tony Finau then?
Fuck no.
Okay. Do you want Tom Kim?
I'll take Tom Kim.
You want Tom Kim? Fine. Tom Kim. I will take Shane Lowry. You will take Tom.
I don't love it, but I like it better than the other two.
Oh my God.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Lowry's better now, but apparently because he's older.
Yeah, someone's asking about Matthew Pavon in the chat.
We'll get to
Dirt McGirt, my man. I love.
Let's stay patient. Okay, we got a lot of golfers to get through. Between now and then. All right. Another guy I looked at, and this is ugly because I faded him last week. What about Max Grazerman for this place? So, especially if it's going to be kind of calm conditions. We're looking for the Wyndham Clark blueprint. I mean, that's kind of Max Grazerman. Hits it a mile, can putt. Okay. I faded him last week. He still finished what, T48? He gained putting because that was a big question with him. With Grazerman, I noticed that. So going back a couple weeks to Amex, right? Stadium course. Play really well there. Gained a lot of strokes of the irons. I know there's a lot of volatility there, but the proximity buckets at the stadium course are pretty similar to Pebble. You have a lot of shots under like 150, 125. You have kind of a dead zone between like 125 and 200. A lot of shots over 200.
Yeah.
So the fact that worked out for him, you know, I mean, I know his irons are garbage long term, but they've been better since going back to like last summer.
Yeah.
So he's not on my card, but for like an outside the box pick, I don't hate it.
Okay.
And you get like a 2-1 for a top 20 or something. I'm not saying like he's going to win, but like, I think it's an outside the box pick and maybe he's a little better than at these types of tracks I'm giving him credit for. Okay. How about Robert McIntyre?
So I wanted to ask you about him.
Okay.
But I liked him more when you when you told me it was going to be like windy and kind of tough. That's when I was really thinking about him. If it's going to be calm, like I don't know, like how much power does he putt on?
Like 0.
Yeah. I'm good. I'll pass on Bobby Mack.
I mean, I actually looked back. He's really only played Poa like a couple times. And I think he putt okay at Riviera, and I think he putt like awful at Torrey or something.
Yeah.
So
I'll just pass. It's fine. Maybe DFS play.
Maybe. How about my boy Bo Hosler?
Oh, I like Bo Hosler. He was almost my top 20 play.
So I actually
Wait,
bet
did
him
I put him as my top 20 play?
Okay.
Hold on. Did I put him?
I don't know.
I went Henley.
Okay. So I bet him top 30 at plus 130.
Yeah, dude. I fucking Hosler's course history. He is great. He's playing well. Like he doesn't have to win. Like does putts well on Poa. His iron numbers are fine. Like, yeah, why not?
I mean, his iron numbers are definitely not fine.
They're fine in the last 24 rounds, Steve.
Okay, last 16, I am losing 1.2 to the field.
They're
not fine.
I'm looking at specific buckets.
No, they're not fine, but he's really good at Pebble, and he's been playing well lately, and I'm just going to trust the course history at this point. Like, I'm not going to fight it, and it's only, I need him to just beat, like, what, 60% of the field?
Yeah, exactly. And so I got him at 44 from 100 to 125. I got him at 62, 125 to 150. So that's fine.
Oh, you're talking about the proximity buckets.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what I look at is pretty ugly, but okay.
Listen, I played him last week. It was fine. It was almost
it worked out fine for you. Anybody else in this range you like? So I have one other guy that I bet he's not at this number because he fell like really hard.
Who?
I feel like you're gonna judge me, but
I was judge you.
And actually, there's one other lone soul in the Discord that has joined me on this guy, and he's eagerly awaiting my explanation, probably just to see, like,
because I bet somebody in this range.
All right, I went back to Tagala, and he was at 90. And I bet him there. I know you're gonna shake your head. Okay, as someone who bet him last week,
I get it
at like 25 or something. Oh, he shot 80 in the final round. It's not great. He was T15 headed to the final round. He was hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played better than what the results showed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with Tagala, this is a guy that maybe I'm just too high on.
I think so.
But I consider him, like, if I run through the list of guys who have won these elevated events, like, who I feel like they're going to be top tier players. Maybe a couple of years we look back on it. I think he fits the bill. Makes a lot of birdies. Can get hot. With the iron plays looks all right, and he's done well at some of these shorter coastal tracks that you wouldn't really think he'd be good at. He's been really good at Harbor Town, really good at Sea Island. He's good at like Southwind. He's good at like Sawgrass. I feel like we can't ever lock down what a Sahit Tagala course is because he just is so fucking volatile that I'd rather I want to take a chance on the upside. And he finished T20 here last year. So I figured 90-1 with like some of the other guys around him. And I think he's got a good pedigree. I'll take him outright at this point. And maybe I look foolish. Maybe he plays terrible this week, but it's 90-1 and I can fit it on my card.
Yeah.
So yeah. And as
90 is a good number.
Yeah. And as Dave said, we're taking the driver out of his hands this week. And there's a low miss fairway penalty.
Sure.
And he's a good POA putter.
Okay.
Sure. All right.
So I bet Akshay.
Okay, so you went with the other one.
I went with the other one.
Is it because he was the breakout sensation like 3 or 4 years ago when we thought he was slinging cocktails in a Brooklyn bar?
So I same thing, volatile, but since he's gone to that broomstick putter and he's really good putting on POA, he can get on fire with that, and his iron numbers aren't bad. I was hoping he did better. I was like, I know he played in Dubai, so I went and looked. He didn't play very well in Dubai.
He didn't play all that good.
But I thought the same thing. So 80-1 with a guy who I think his ceiling is there. And if it's going to turn into a putting contest, and he's got the broomstick putter, he puts good on POA. Listen, if he can keep it in the short stuff and have his irons play fairly decent, like he's all right. He's good with his irons. Like, yeah, I feel like that's fine. We bet basically the same profile, just different players.
Yeah, we basically did. I mean, some people would definitely profile them for other reasons, but yes,
are we on Rumble?
Did. Excuse me?
Are we on Rumble?
No, we're not on Rumble. No, I'm fine with the Akshay pick. I was mulling him earlier. I like Sahith a little more this week.
That's fine.
I'm good with the Akshay pick too.
More.
I remember when Akshay shot like something's crazy low at Pebble when his debut. I had those memories, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Okay. Some other guys I took positional. Like again, this like fits their popular outright picks. I'm just gonna bet him positional. Okay. Denny McCarthy. I like him fine as a player. I think it's a good fit here. I think he's a great POA putter. I think he's a great wedge player. I'm just gonna bet him top 30 plus 130. Okay. I'm just gonna take my single, and that's it. Move on. A lot of people are picking him outright. I'm going to lower my expectations. That'll be where I bet him this week. I'm going to bet Tom Hoagie for a top 30 plus 130 as well. Again, popular outright pick. Great iron player. Former winner here. I get it. Makes more birdies than you think. Good POA putter.
Good for DFS.
I just don't think he's going to win an elevated event here. So I'll take him positional there.
If he hasn't paid to fix his teeth, he's not concerned with winning elevated events.
Okay. I also don't think there's a casino nearby either, so that's probably going to help him focus this week. Yeah. And I took Aaron Rye positional, top 31 plus 140. Again, great iron player. I'm not like what happened last week. Whatever is what it is. I think he's a good profile for this.
You talk to me a little bit about Rye because I know Ryan's on him too.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, just really good iron player, good short iron player. He's been decent here, decent some of the comp courses too. His putting is improved, from what it was. He used to be just a team no putt guy. It's improved. Yeah. So I like, he's a shorter hitter. This is not a golf course that can be won with the driver. I like him in these types of places. And listen, they put a guy who's a really good iron player in the fairway a lot. I think he's going to take advantage of it. So, positional on him. Not going to bet him outright if he wins. Happy for Henley has him, but not betting Henley.
Your boy.
So Henley hasn't been that good here. And he's not a great POA putter. He hasn't put very well at Pebble. So I considered it because he's got that profile. I I thought the price was a little high.
Okay.
So I went somewhere else.
Okay.
So, anybody else down the card here? I should have bet just out of principle Austin Eckroat because I had an overround prop and he had absolutely nothing to play for after the horn blew, and he decided to just play his final round or final hole to get it in the house because technically, if he withdrew, my bet would have been no action.
Yep.
But he didn't. He was +6 and took his lickings, and I probably should play it. But I didn't like the profile for this play, so I didn't. But thank you, Austin Eckroat.
I might play Eckroat.
I mean, bounce back maybe for Doug Ginn. You know, decent iron player, shorter, West Coast.
I feel like I've been waiting for Doug Ginn to break out for a fucking decade.
I know. I don't think he's ever going to happen. It's sad. I used to be a big Doug. Well, he can only break out like Sawgrass, right?
And he choked that fucking thing away.
He did, just like I'm choking right there. What about forgiving Seamus Power for all his past sins against us?
Oh, dude, I was looking at him. I was looking.
Oh, really? You were going to go back? I thought that was a joke. That was a bet.
No. I think I'm going to find a spot on my card for him. It might just be a top 20. I'm definitely looking to play him in DFS.
Do you want to do a sympathy bet losers charity bet?
What is that?
All right. Well, you have a soft spot for Seamus, and he always lets you down.
It's fair.
I seem to have a soft spot for Christian Bazaine, and he always lets me down.
Oh, Bez is good here, though.
I mean, Seamus Power's good here.
I know, but Bez is bad. Yeah, that's fine. We can do another one. That's fine.
Fine.
Two charity bets. That's fine.
We'll do the losers bet. Maybe it'll only be about a half charity bet.
Yeah.
But fine. See Bez, my loser, versus Seamus Power, your loser.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Fine. Let's go.
Love it. Look, I got my Guinness shirt on for Seamus too.
God, I hope they're fighting for like T52 on Sunday, and we're the only ones sweating. We should completely blow up the Discord with a play-by-play of Seabez versus Seamus Power. I think that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, Lathy, Matthew Pavon,
stud, good on power too.
Yeah, he had a two tournament run.
Two-tournament run. That's it.
All right.
Look at his chart though. Hold on.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it's
everybody fade Matthew Pavon.
Yeah,
no. It's just crazy. Look at this.
Yeah, because he turned back, guys. Newsflash: like this isn't some like 25-year-old like Frenchman kid. He's like 36 years old. He turned back to Matthew Pavon.
Yeah,
this is what happened. He had a great like month run, but like this is kind of just who he's been for his career. So
yep,
I'm sure I'll get a nasty letter from Ryan Baroff about that, but it's kind of true.
I don't even know if he considers it. I don't even know if he likes him.
He might not. He's a DP World Tour guy, so I'm dumping on him. But yeah, I mean he had a very hot like second half of 2023. And he had a really good first half of 2024.
Well, Scam Davis.
No.
In a no-cut event? I feel like that takes a ton of risk off him, and you get to play his upside. What's his top 20?
You could. It's probably pretty good. Why is he so like? Why isn't he
plays well here too?
He played well at Amex, right?
Yep, and he played well
here. He played well at Amex. Crap.
That's right. All right, I'm looking right now. Cam Davis.
I might need to read that.
That's 6 to.
I might need to read
top 10 is 6 to 1. So
what's his top?
Call it 3 to 1. Just for quick math. I like Scam Davis at fucking 3 to 1 plus 250.
All right. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm liking a little more, and now I kind of want to figure out how to get my betting card.
Right? Because it's a no-cut event, so he has his blow-up round, and that's fine. He'll still go out and make a bunch of fucking birdies and fucking eagles and show you why you always lose money on him betting him outright.
He's not chalk, right?
Mm-mm.
All right.
I'm definitely putting Cam Davis top 20,
fine.
whatever you can get him at. Plus 250,
Fine.
plus 300, whatever.
All right. I might need to reconsider this. Maybe I'll add him to my card in some capacity.
Yeah, like that.
All right. Well, that's it for me. I got nothing else. You got anything else? Any other guys?
No, that's it. No.
All right.
I got nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, we will be back. I think we're a regularly scheduled program next week because there's no
Sunday.
Yeah, there's no football, so we'll be on Sunday. We'll do our Tuesday show. We actually have a jam-packed schedule next week.
We do.
So we have Phoenix Open. Well, if that's Andy, if he wants to do some sort of like Super Bowl prop thing, I don't know. We'll see. We used to do something with that.
Yeah.
We also have our first live event.
Oh, that's right.
We do. Playing Riyadh Golf Club or Country Club. Under the lights, by the way.
That is very cool, by the way. I think that is so. There's certain things that the PGA should be peeling off of all their places: shot clock, TGL, technology to play under the lights at certain places. Like that's super cool.
I mean, it's not technology; it's just like infrastructure at that point. Like, just put a big pole with a bunch of floodlights on it. So
I get it.
I see what you mean, though. And also, by the way, it helps that they're actually going to be on relevant time for the US.
And do they have a deal with Fox now?
Yeah, they're on a real broadcast now. So
we'll see.
So it's gonna be primetime golf for us. I think it's gonna be like
I love primetime golf.
I think it's actually gonna be like either middle of the afternoon. I don't know. I'd have to check the time, but it's gonna be relevant for us. So that's a good
Listen,
call.
I say I love primetime golf, but there's nothing more than I love like now on a Wednesday morning, which is the best, or Thursday morning, and you just get to wake up and sweat golf on the East Coast. That's my favorite. I say I like primetime golf. I like morning golf on Thursdays and Wednesdays, but I'm a fucking complete degenerate, which nobody else.
Yeah. So like to pull that curtain a little bit. So we are going to cover live events this year.
Mm-hmm.
We have talked to Andy about the exact format of what we're going to do it. I don't know if it's going to be podcast format. I don't know if it's just going to be just YouTube only.
Yeah. We're going to cover it.
We're definitely covering it. We covered it last year. We actually had some good success with it. So, and listen, if you don't like it, you don't have to listen, but it's something to golf. It's something to bet on. It's golf. And, at least for me personally, I feel like if you're really invested in the majors, if you are really invested in knowing what's going on, I think you have to at least just take your medicine and watch, at least for the top players, see how they're doing. Because if you just completely ignore it, you might not know what these certain guys who are going to play these majors are up to, and you might miss some opportunities in the betting market. So,
and if you guys don't want to do it, Steve is tracking everything, and he has his own spreadsheet.
Well, I stopped tracking it a little while ago. I might have to update the thing, although it's a new season, so it doesn't matter. So
yeah, exactly. But last year he was tracking it, weighting it. It was worth it. We had a bunch of fucking live winners last year, and we targeted pretty well in the it was Bryson, but as far as like positions, things like that,
I used to. There was a lot of really good top 10 props I got, and actually, like if I had a really bad PGA week, usually live saved my bacon that week. So
yeah, man, Steve puts in the work, man. Listen, I sat through Hong Kong fucking Google Earth shit.
Hey, I kind of like that course.
Yeah, listen, the reason that's probably why it popped into my head as the only one that I was like, okay, that one was fine.
Yeah, I like that one. The one in Tennessee I did not like.
No,
that was bad. That was bad. That was a Greg Norman. That was one of. Listen, like I hold Greg Norman kind of low standards, even for Greg. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, but listen, there's money we made it live. We'll cover it. It definitely transitions, like Steve said, to the majors. So if you've made it to the end of this podcast, congratulations. Please go like and subscribe, and come join the Discord, man. It's not just golf, it's tennis, it's all types of crazy sport shit, and we have pop culture going on. Steve's Nightmare, we were talking about The Deuce tonight, very underrated HBO David Simon show. So yeah, other than that, I mean, listen, we'll be back on Sunday night 9:00. Let's cash some fucking bets. Let's make it 4 weeks in a row for the ISN network. And let's take down some GPPs. Let's fucking go.